guys know it is Drunken Chat, son.
As the big man says, welcome to the Drunken Chat, son. I'm your host, Chitlins, Greens, and Cornbread. I am currently by myself just for the moment until maybe some of the other gentlemen that maybe do a pair. Not sure whether they're coming on or not, but we will see. Once again, Chitlins, Greens, and Cornbread have an interesting show. Sorry for not being here for the last 2 weeks, but was experiencing something called influence fatigue. By that, I mean you guys were probably tired of my ass being on here. There we go. There's one more gentleman to help me out. Hey, there's Blind. Yes, awesome.
It's the innovator of perversion. Blind Adam at your service. How you doing, y'all?
Yeah, so if you guys are ever wondering who's buying all those dirty, naughty, freaking nasty ass freaking books, there.
No. I'm buying. Hey, whoa. You're gonna get me started already. I only buy quality titty books, not bullshit. I'm sure we'll get to it.
A titty book is a titty book is a titty book.
No.
They're all the same.
Melinda's comics is hot fucking trash. I'm sick of poser bitches in my industries.
So, gatekeeping the community is not something we want to do here. We want to try and spread positivity where we can, and advise and guide, right? And I mean, if we had to hold people accountable for not spreading that message, then we can absolutely do that. But yeah, man, freaking, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not going to get into it because that's not what we're here to do. We're here to talk about the comic book community and the books.
Yep.
Quality tatty books. T. Jones, my man. But yeah, man, I wanna get into what's going on. Where we at? There we go. Yeah, get into where we're going into some of these books, or get into some of the actual comic book stuff, because it is past Blind Adam's bedtime.
It's what?
It's past your bedtime. It's probably time for you to go to bed.
What?
Especially if that's the thing. If I can't keep people with titties on this freaking thing, then Adam doesn't want to stay up with us. But here's an 8 points particularly talking about bootleg boob.
I was about to crack open my birthday root beer.
Yeah. So on the No Prize podcast, which probably will be out like either Tuesday or Wednesday, we are going to talk about Asaka and Loki. I don't know if you got a chance to watch the last episode of Asaka. Did you, Adam?
I watched it twice.
You watched it twice. And did you watch it twice because you were as confused as I was as what the heck was going on and what they were trying to tell us?
Not exactly, but I was half asleep the first time I watched it.
Yeah, it was not a very impactful episode. I had to leave us off with some like positivity and everything. I was like, nah. I did like the fact that they did acknowledge the fact that Asaka is dead. That was coming from Rebels. She's dead, and then all of a sudden she's alive again. I did like the fact that they acknowledged that. So where we go from there, then we should. This should be an interesting storyline. What about Loki? Did you get a chance to look at Loki yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
My Disney Plus fucked up. And I had to watch the final episode of the season 1 to get to season 2.
Yeah, it's a lot of talking, a lot of running around to talk to somebody, to talk to the person.
Figures.
Yeah. So I'll wait for if somebody else comes on, we can circle back and talk about some of this stuff. But the fact that I haven't even finished watching it, but what was actually interesting for me is I actually went back and watched last season, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that was happening that I just didn't remember. I'm glad I definitely went back and watched it to give me some more context.
I figured that's why I figured I would just watch the final episode of season 1 and then go into season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then unfortunately my dog got sick, and then I went down a South Park Simpsons rabbit hole.
Yeah. Let's see. Raspberry says, "How you doing in the future?" 78. Oh, okay. Hey, yeah, definitely want to give a shout out to the folks that are here early. Wookie Fighter 80, Raspor, Peter Fights Night, and Comic Sneakers. Thank you for hanging out with us this early in the morning. So let's get off with our 8. We are not financial advisors. Don't listen to us. We are not speculators here. You know, some jackass will come on and say, "Oh, I'm a speculator." We are not speculators. This is not a speculation
We
motion.
are not financial professionals. We only give our opinions. There may more be opinions than the one you hear on the show. Love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us at 1 maybe 2 in the morning.
Yep. So last week on Wall Street, actually, maybe this was probably a couple weeks ago, it was all bloody red, right? Disney's still at the top of the leaderboard when it comes to stuff just on Netflix. Disney was at 81, Netflix was at 379. This week, Disney actually rose up to 82.94, Cosmic Comic to 83, and Netflix at 381. So you might ask, like, what the heck was going on? Why this might have jumped up? Well, it was interesting because Disney actually jumped down to the price that I said was a good buy this week, which was at $79. So I was right. I knew it was going to jump down to 79, and then it went down there. A lot of interesting things happening with it. Because the shares of Walt Disney, it continues to decline. It's around this 18% drop, which was kind of one of the biggest drop in 6 months. But there has been some signals that he's been given to the board chairman, and to some of his investors that they are going to quiet the noise in this cultural war that has pitted social conservatives against the global media and the entertainment conglomerate. So we just got out of this whole writers' war. I think there are some actual aspects of the entertainment industry that are still in a strike with them. But for the main part, we're coming out of it. And as well as the whole big thing with regarding, hey, let's do more inclusivity. And no, I think they're still going to do that, but it's not going to be like their flagship. Like, hey, we're going to spend all this money on this LGBTQ stuff. So they're going to kill that. The other thing that's happening, and it's pretty big, is I think it was like since March of 2023 or something like that. They've been firing a bunch of their employees in China, in Beijing. And I've been trying to not talk about this because I'm tired of Russia and those Chinese guys freaking hacking us and getting into our shit. But you know what? Fuck it. Fuck them, right? So they fired, 7,000 people in Beijing, China. And everybody was like, oh, it's because they're trying to cut like $5.5 billion. So that's why they're actually doing it. But according to the Wall Street Journal, this article that just came out this week, it may have been because Bob Iger, who is currently the CEO, was scheduled to meet with Republican Representative Mike Gallagher, who was on the congressional committee for like foreign affairs and foreign relations and all that other stuff. But this guy is more focused on the U.S. competition, the great power competition with China. And apparently, what's happening is the people that he fired were part of this Beijing team that specialized in technology that allowed Disney streaming services to offer personalized recommendations.
Interesting.
So therefore, these folks had access to some U.S. consumer data. We're not just talking about, oh, hey, they knew what your membership and password were. They knew your membership, password. They knew who you were. They knew where you lived. They knew what your phone was that you're accessing it from. They knew your credit card information.
Holy shit.
Anytime you asked, they knew all this shit, right? Which is not supposed to happen, especially for a foreign entity. Now, while Disney said it stores all U.S. streaming customer data domestically, This particular Beijing staff worked on features such as personalization and search that required access to a whole bunch of subscriber information. Now, the Disney lawyers voiced concern about the Beijing team earlier, and they told Congress and told a whole bunch of people that it was going to be a red flag. But Bob Chapek, remember Bob Iger, he just came back on board. But Bob Chapek ignored it and he kept doing what he was going to do. Now, even though the data had been, even though this information had been accessible by the staff for years, some people said. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle have articulated concerns in the recent years about the Beijing government ability to access user data. In a country, U.S. adopted laws. China adopted laws and rules under Mr. Pooh Bear. I want to call him by his real name because he might get pissed. That could give the government access to the data collected by companies operating in China. So Gallagher is among them. So the U.S. Congress is among those members who was concerned about this whole thing, and that the Chinese government could use its leverage, especially in tech and media, to strengthen its military capabilities. So this is what we are really worried about. Now, here's where it really gets interesting. As for the corporate diplomacy effort played out, the Disney staff rushed to handle the fallout from the Beijing layoffs, right? Because you just let 7,000 people go. They're a part of the freaking streaming guys. So you just let these people go. Now, after they were let go, shortly after staff cuts, some of the streaming functions, including features that suggest what programs the viewers might want to watch next, began experiencing some problems. Some people familiar with it just said that the search function on Hulu, Disney, and ESPN started to fail. And there were some intrusion points that included The Handmaid's Tale, Only Murders in the Building, Star Wars stuff, and yada, yada, yada. It just, all of a sudden, it just stopped working, right? So in order to resolve the issues, they actually had to hire people. Those people that they laid off, they had to bring back some of those people or give them access to get them to freaking work on the stuff in order to bring those functionalities back. Okay, so Disney, they laid these people off to fix the issue, but they actually had to bring them back because all of a sudden they couldn't get it working with the text that they had on site, the US text they got on site. So something was happening that they had something that, hey, oh, you gonna let me go? You gonna fire me? Okay, I bet you won't work after I leave. And that's what happened. So they had to hire these guys back for a short term so they could fix it. So these guys had access to it even after they freaking left in order to fix these issues. They're probably still sitting on the data right now.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So that's what's happening right now. The other thing is that within the last, I think, 2 or 3 weeks, Bob Iger also talked about the fact that he was going to pull more money away from the whole streaming aspect and poured, I think it was, what is it, the $60 billion into the parks and the cruises and all that other stuff. The problem is that some people that are on the board are like, well, we don't know if that's really the right move right now, because how many people really have enough money to actually go down to Florida? How many people actually have enough money and time to actually go on these freaking cruises?
Hey.
Do we really think it's going to get?
I know. I think the first thing they should do is lower the ticket prices to get into the fucking park.
Mm-hmm.
If you have what, 3 kids, 2, something like that, give or take.
Who, myself?
Yeah,
I got too many damn kids. Is what I was saying.
Well,
but
I'm just saying, if you have a family, a husband, a wife, and you say 2 kids, that's almost like $400 a day to get into the fucking park.
Yeah.
Plus, parking and food.
Yeah, parking and food and everything, and nothing all inclusive. Yeah. So yeah, that's where Disney is at, and I think the reason why the the most likely reason why the price rose is because Bob is saying, "Hey, I'm going to put more money in the parks and recreation and the carnivals and everything, and then we're going to stop putting and spending all this money on streaming." In the meantime, there's rumors in the background that they're going to sell ESPN, they're going to sell Hulu, they're going to sell ABC. The problem that's just out there right now is that maybe a year ago, he promised that they were going to return the dividends to the investors, and that still has not happened yet. If it does return it, then I guarantee you the price is going to go up to $100, but they haven't done that yet. So that's why I stuck around the $80 and bouncing every single week, like around 79, like it did this week. But yeah, so there we go. All right, so in other news, and once again, I didn't go into depth on the news this week. Frozen number 3 has been confirmed this week. So is this happening?
There is no God. There's only sin.
Hey, don't hate, man. Freaking, it is
No.
franchise. It is
Actually, I'm happy. I'm happy there's gonna be a third one because if I see the first and second one more time, my babysitting, I'm gonna cut my eardrums off. I'm deaf and blind.
Oh, but you gotta watch Tarzan too, because Tarzan is connected to Frozen as well.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, so their parents died in the shipwreck that killed Tarzan's parents.
Okay.
Yeah, so Tarzan, so the shipwreck that killed their parents, Tarzan may be either their cousin or their brother. His parents died in that shipwreck. He survived and ended up living in the jungle.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm learning stuff tonight. Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah. So, yep, Frozen 3 confirmed by Disney. They've already got the shots. They already started working on the music and everything. And don't forget, Frozen is a comic book. There is a movie adaptation, number 1, of that comic, and there's also a second print of that comic book that's out there. I'm kind of shocked that by now the prices for this comic book hasn't actually
really
going through the roof.
Really cheap.
Yeah. And let's go into some of the Terra Peak searches. Once again, my methodology is I use comic book in 2023 inside Terra Peak search for eBay, and then I also use pre-sale comic book inside Terra Peak, and that's how I come up with these top 10, top 20, whatever. Number 1 for comic book search was Transformers number 1. When I went into the the diamond database, it is sold out for this week. Ranger Stranger number 1, that one also sold out for printing. That one sold about 83 on the background. I forget whether that just came out this week or what, but this is probably the biggest book that Scout Comics has had in the last fucking 5 years.
Probably.
I can't remember the last time Scout Comics. I mean, good on them because they got some really good stuff out there. But this is the first time in a while that I've heard. Other than, I'm trying to remember. Is it? So there's a movie out there called. Is it called Black Demon? It might be called Black Demon, and I think that's by Scout. And it's about a shark that, once again, it's like Jaws, kills people, but it's a really fucking smart shark that's fucking just killed off like 50 people on this fucking oil rig. I think that was by Scout, but people have ignored it. They're like, oh, and they're planning on doing another a part 2 to it. So it's just interesting. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Freddie Mulholland. Hey, get to see you guys as well. GT Key Comic, Nicholas Corin, and Maris Comics and Collectibles. Hey, what's going on, guys? Number 3 on the list right now is Star Wars Hyperspace Stories number 10. Amazing Spider-Man number 35. That's got the cover of Peter Parker as the Goblin Spider, I guess they want to call him. Go ahead, Ev.
No, I was clearing my throat. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I apologize to y'all if I'm slurring or going a little too quick. This show is going to be sponsored by Moonshine, Blueberry Moonshine.
Ooh, blueberry moonshine this week, eh?
Yeah, Midnight Moon. It was at the ABC. Look, this the ABC store had a lot of freaking deals. This one was like $11 this week. Tastes a little like Robitussin, like blue Robitussin, but added with a little bit of
okay.
Yeah, added with a little bit of what do you call it, Red Bull, and you'd be straight.
Yeah,
Okay,
good idea.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic Four number 12. There's an Alex Ross cover. Then Red Goblin number 9. I believe that's an Inhyuk Lee cover. Shazam number 4, cover A by Dan Mora. Had some really strong freaking numbers. Ghost Rider Annual number 1 has some really strong numbers. There were some really strong books this week because usually some of the books that make it onto this list are around the 30s. But I feel like what might be happening is that some of these other speculation sites, speculators, or influencers may be talking a little bit too much about STCC and Comic-Con stuff. So they're looking, so that frees them from being distracted, and customers and clients are actually going in and buying whatever the hell they want. Because I'm looking at the lowest numbers that I'm looking at right now is about 40 off the rip. The highest one is that Transformers one. That's so like 104. That's for that cover A, right off.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. So for the pre-sales, I'm talking about stuff that has not even come out yet, and I think this one is actually due out this week. Is Amazing Spider-Man number 35. I just talked about that. That Fantastic Four, Red Goblin, Shazam, Ghost Rider Annual. Now here we go. Venom number 26. That's the one that's got the Black Widow on there. She's being consumed by the Venomite or Venom symbiote. Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing, number 11, the first entry for DC that I've seen in a while on this one. And then they followed that up with Batman 608, Superman 7, Wonder Woman number 1. There's a Jim Lee
foils.
Yeah, there's a Jim Lee Trinity foil that's out there. And then down at the bottom, there's that Star Wars Hyperspace Stories number 10. So a lot of repetitive stuff.
That's the first appearance of the Bad Batch in comics.
Yeah, really? Okay. But yeah, it's a lot of repetitiveness, but just a couple things that are peeking in, but nothing really brand new on this one. All right, so here are some of the highlights from this past week. Stuff that came out was Black Panther number 5, Stormbreaker's variant cover by Chris Allen. It's in stock. It's available, but that stock at the distributor level is very, very low. I do like this cover because we do know that when he goes off into like the afterlife or whatever, or sometimes he goes into this tree, and then inside the tree there's like the ghost of his ancestors, but the ancestors are like panthers. Well, in this particular one, those fucking panthers are fucking skeletons. It's a very horrific freaking scene. It's crazy, and it's more. I feel like it's more unique to the way it should look. If you talk about dead freaking ancestors, that's how they should look, like fucking bones. Okay, but it's great. The storyline has been absolutely shite. I think what's her name? Sheena Howard. Is that? I believe that's who's writing it.
Yep.
She's they handed it to her. They said, "Hey, write this Black Panther." And you know what she wrote? She wrote about a fucking gang war in freaking Africa. There's all this shit that's really happening right now in Africa, and you know what she wrote about? She wrote about another fucking gang war. So, I'm done.
I had not read Black Panther in years.
No, well, I don't blame anybody because last time
it sucks.
It's either they're either talking about Black Panther in space for some fucking reason, or they're talking about some type of weird fucking game war.
That's right around when I stopped reading it.
Yeah. Next one up is Red Goblin number 9. That one is currently sold out at the distributor level.
Nice.
Yeah. Then there's that Peach Momoko Miss Minutes for Immortal Thor. There was a Spawn. I think this is number 364. That one, that by Kyle Nagu. It's definitely sold out. It's got it's not a negative space, but it's a he's in black and gray, but then there's like this flames all around them, and they're kind of like green and stuff. But it's pretty cool. Unfortunately, they decided to go back to Will on that one for the one that's coming out next week. I forgot her name, and it just doesn't look as good because all she's doing is just standing around. Star Wars High Republic Shadows Starlight #1. It's got a group of Jedi Masters on the cover. Inside, there are some new Jedi Masters and new Jedi Children that are in there. That's probably going to point to the future. The 1 in 100 is got some good pricing. It's very, when you consider like how much this book should cost, is very good pricing. But I don't know. I guess people just probably haven't read it yet to figure out what's going on, or people are waiting for somebody to decide what's actually going on there. I don't know. But it's definitely worth read, definitely worth the look, because I think people are missing just two principal things that are happening or have been happening in Star Wars: The High Republic. They've been kind of describing what's been happening with the beacon, how the beacon went down, and putting it as a central point to what happened with the Jedi Masters and how they lost power. And then there's also I forget the name of the species, but the species that controls minds, and it actually kind of goes into this whole droids thing that's thousands of years later. And it also gives the justification for why the Emperor did everything he did in that type of crazy way. And if you've been reading what's been going on, you'll realize that the Emperor, as fucked up as the way he did it, he was right in what he did. Transformers #1 cover A sold out. B, C, D, F, G, H, I all sold out.
P.
Yeah, and there was no element of P, but there was an I. Yeah, all that stuff sold out. Birds of Prey, volume 5, #2, cover F. That Otto Smith. That's the
bubblegum bitch.
Yep. Black Carrot. Yep, Black Canary, freaking chewing bubblegum, leaving a dust of bodies in her wake. I don't know why she's drinking and chewing bubblegum, but okay, you do you, girl. And then, going back to that Transformers, there is that spoiler cover. That's with Jetfire, like all shot up. But it looks like he's got Bumblebee's head in his hands.
Yeah.
And then the Void Rivals. I'm shocked that this is not made it on more top 10 list. That's the one with Soundwave on the cover. This was a spoiler cover. That one was out there as well. This one is sold out as well, but not a lot of people have been actually putting this on their list. And then Transformers, check.
Good time to be a Transformers fan. It was #1 was read of the week for me.
Yes, sir. Let me make sure, because I might have already dipped into the FOC stuff already. Yeah, let's start going into some of the FOC stuff. This on FOC this week, there is Blood Commandment by Simon Sadrensky. It looks like a homage or something, maybe of like some Stranger Things content that I've seen. But most of it is definitely hard. It looks freaking gnarly, but I haven't actually had a chance to read it yet. There is an Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom special #1. It is a cover C photo cardstock with your main man, Jason Momoa. We don't know if this.
That will do well. That will do well down the road, especially for he does the convention circuit.
Yeah, we don't know if this is perhaps going to be like the last time he's actually going to play Aquaman before they hand it off to somebody else. But hey, that's where it is. Fright Night. Larry Joe says that the Bloody Commandment is a Fright Night homage. There we go. I knew I saw you somewhere.
Thank you.
See, but the problem is that I, as a horror fan, remember that it looks like something, but everybody else that's not as much of a horror fan might not remember that shit. Then Batman, Catwoman, The Gotham Earth #1, cover D. I've got a chance to look at it. It's not necessarily anything special going on in this one, but the cover looks nice. Just more of her, tying herself up in bondage with the
Testify.
little. Yeah, it's not even fucking, man. It's just weird sexual stuff, man. Like look, okay, you want to put her in a leather suit,
Testify.
fine, right? But that big circle on that freaking costume, that's for one thing, and that's for one thing only. It's to fucking put the chains through to tie her up and hang her from somewhere.
You're
That's
damn
it.
right, son.
It's the hook. It's where you put the hooks when you hang her up from the ceiling and shit, man.
Yep.
AWA also has this new comic book coming out called Red Light. And let me tell you, this woman, she is not unclothed, she is not naked, but she looks almost about to be. And she's got these cables coming out of her nipples and all these other places,
Nice.
like in from her under regions and stuff.
Titty powers activate.
Titty and pussy powers activated, man.
Yeah, man.
What the fuck, man? There's also a Cho variant of this one. The variant of this one is going to be a sketch, but it's okay. But CEX has a cute elephant story coming out called Tuskers. But it's about Tuskers. He's out in the wild. Of course, poachers try to hunt him down and kill him. And he's got this one female human friend that's trying to help him out and help his family survive.
Interesting.
Blood Commandment, and maybe Larry Joe can help me out with who this homage is to, because it looks like I'm thinking maybe the Lost Boys, but I'm thinking that maybe I'm wrong. So maybe you can help me out. LCSD Red Light Limited to 500.
I don't
also
watch a lot of horror movies, so.
Yeah, Lost Boys. Yep, I was right. Yep. LCSD Red Light Limited to 500. Also polybagged on this week's FOC. Yep. I think is that Tula Lote, I believe. Blood Commandment Red Drawn is a homage. I forget what the actual game is, but it looks like a PS5 game, the way it's set up.
Interesting.
Batman, Catwoman, The Gotham War, Scorched Earth #1. Adam Hughes will be doing this cover. And it's Batman driving the car, Catwoman's in the back seat, but she's got her whip around his fucking neck while he's fucking trying to drive, and it looks like they just crashed into something. Yep, Larry Joe says it was a Last of Us homage. That's for the Blood Commandment Red Drawn.
Cool. Thanks, Mary.
Faces and Family #1, 1-30, looks like a Salvador Dali, but this one was drawn by Matt Lesinowski. Samna #1, actually I was incorrect. Samna #1, cover G, Tula Lote, not safe for work, polybagged variant. I've seen the one that's unbagged, and that one's enough. Like, holy shit. Yeah, there's also a Jai Lee, yes, Scandalous as well. And there's also a 1-50 by Dave Johnson. It's okay. It's just a young girl just frolicking through the woods and shit. But yeah, there we go. The Summer #1 of 3 cover B by Tula Lote. She's getting the business by a Shadow Man. And she looks like she's enjoying herself. So good for her.
Awesome sauce.
Supergirl Special #1. There's a 1-50 by Matke Nahwel Cardstock. It's okay, not very special. There's also a 1-25 by Ramon Perez. Larry Joe is asking, are those Distillery Books magazine size? Yes, they are all magazine size. They're huge. Yep. So if you are buying from me, just remind me, like, hey man, make sure you buy the fucking fucking bags and boards for the right size, because sometimes I forget. I think I'm out right now. Buy enough to make sure that shit goes in on your freaking books. Supergirl Special number 1 also has a Jamal Campbell, and it looks like it's an open order, but it's probably possibly the best one, man. It's just Supergirl, but she's getting shot at, but the way she's getting shot at and just standing her ground, ready to fucking whoop on somebody's ass, man. It's definitely one of her better covers. That's not her just trying to be too sexy. Right? Space Usagi Death and Honor number 1. There's a cover A by Sweetie Boo. Looks good. Space Usagi on a hill. Get ready to get down. And this other one is by Agnes. Looks like more of a Scotty Young cover. But the one that is probably going to be the best cover of the week is this 1 in 10 by I don't think it's John Boy. It might be Jessica Meyer. This one, it's just plain looking. It has a 3D feel to it, and it's just too cute. Okay.
Interesting.
And then that was enough. There is a sketch of it, which looks good as well. But that one is a local comic book shop day variant of it. Godzilla Rivals versus Mecha Godzilla 1 in 10. Rocketeer and Den of Thieves number 4, 1 in 10 by Rodriguez. The special. IDW has a new book coming out. Looks like it's script ready, either for a movie or a TV show if they wanted to do it. It's called The Ministry of Compliance. The cover was done by Ryan Sook. Let's see, do I have trying to see if I have the. Okay, it says 37 years ago, the Earth was secretly invaded by an alien force known as the Evolution, and they've been shaping the direction of humanity ever since. The direction humanity has been going on, and ever since to prepare us to be assimilated into their empire. The Devolution has 13 ministry, each responsible for manipulating a different aspect of human life. Now, the Ministry of Compliance, the most feared of all, is led by fierce Abigail Senna, which makes sure all ministries stay aligned and remain focused on the mission. As it appears, the mission is on the verge of being completed and Earth will now be assimilated, and things begin to go terribly wrong, and a conspiracy among the ministry breaks out that Abigail must deal with head on. The beginning of comics next sci-fi epic in this oversized debut issue from John Ridley and acclaimed artist Stefano Raphael. So John Ridley, he's done a whole bunch of stuff. So if you're just trying to speculate, just look at what John Ridley has done and make your decision from there. I do like the cover C by Long, but it's open order. There's a 1 in 25 by Rowe. There is a 1 of 50 by Raphael, a 1 of 75 by Galmon, and a 1 of 100 by Sook. So there's the problem is that there's too many symptom variants. You got it out to 1 of 100, so I would probably just wait till it comes out and then buy the 1 of 100 from somebody on the sheet. Amazing Spider-Man number 37. It's got, what's his name? Repka? Yeah, Rec Rap.
Yep.
Rec Rap on the cover. It says Spider-Man's Funhouse reflection might be the thing to help the wall crawler out of the darkness he can't seem to check. Well, Rec Rap might help if you weren't targeted by the scariest new Spidey villain in decades. The Gang War is coming. So there's supposed to be a new villain inside of this book. Don't forget, and then there's also going to be a Disney 100 variant.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, it's going to be a homage to.
I was done with these.
Nope, we are not.
What's the homaging?
Marvel Superhero Secret Wars.
Okay.
Yeah, once again, we got Mickey as Captain Avenger. You've got Daisy Duck as Wolverine. Minnie as Iron Man. Pluto as Goofy as Spider-Man, Pluty as Hulk, and Daffy Duck as Cyclops. So,
Interesting.
there is a 1 to 25 by Arthur Adams, which is kind of cute. I do like it. Then there's a apocalyptic suit Spider-Man. I guess that's going to be in the freaking game. Then there's a Carrie Andrews variant as well. And I think there might be some more, but that's all I decided to pull. Black Panther number 6, 1 to 25 by Duali. Black Panther number 6 by Stephanie Hans. If you got Moon Knight running around with Black Panther right now, I guess. Captain Marvel, Dark Tempest. I forget the name of the kids, but there's some new villains, whatever, that have been activated, and that's what the storyline is all about. Daredevil Black Armor number 1. So instead of just giving us good stories, they said, hey, we'll just change his costume. But I do like this one particular one. I forget who did this one, but it looks really good, really sleek. Looks really realistic. And then there's also the what's the name of that freaking duck?
Howard the Duck?
Yeah, there we go. There's a Harold the Duck freaking cover that's out there as well. There's a Deadpool book that's coming out. I think I forgot to put some of these covers on here. Yeah. Deadpool 7 Slaughters. One is by Arthur Adams. You know, some of these aren't bad, but nobody's going to freaking read this. One is by Garcine, which has got a amalgamation of a whole bunch of different covers.
I guess I'll try issue 1, and hopefully it'll be decent enough to make me want to come back.
Gods number 2. It looks like they're really honing in on that girl, that new girl that's out there.
Yep.
Guardians of the Galaxy. I forget what issue this is, but there's a Torrin Clark issue. And then there's also a Bill Sienkiewicz issue cover. Punisher. Nobody asked for Punisher. They killed him off and they put him in hell. And
oh my God, Marvel, just stop.
There is a 1/100 by Miko Cyan.
What do you fucking do?
There's an open order by Scotty Young. Star Wars Darth Vader number 40. There's a Life Day variant by Rod Reese. It's Anakin sitting down to eat dinner with his mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mama Boy Vader.
There's a Star Wars High Republic Shadow of Starlight, number 2, 1 in 25. Star Wars The High Republic number 1, 1 in 25 by Baldion. And we kind of finally get to see the species that I've been talking about that is eventually going to take over the whole universe. So it's out of the body, it's around, it's just out there right now, and it's on the cover. For the first time, we get to see it on the cover.
Interesting.
Thanos gets another number 1 issue. And this one is got a window shades variant.
Nice.
Here's a cover by Enyaq Lee. And there's a 1/100, but I forget who did the actual cover on this one. Hey, what's going on, Six Boys? Uncanny Spider-Man number 3. This one is, once again, it's not Wallcrawler. What's the name of that freaking guy? Yeah, he's running around with a Spider-Man suit, man. Freaking, but nobody cares right now. I don't know why they decided to do that. What If Dark, the Tome of Dracula. This is going to be a storyline where Dracula actually bites Blade, and then Blade becomes an actual vampire instead of just like a daywalker type stuff. And then there is a 1 in 100 by Archer. X Force followed X by the Call. Nice Wolverine cover. X Force number 46 by Mauro Cascolo. All types of stuff going on with this one.
I have to catch up with X Force.
Yeah, I don't know if you do. I don't know if you do. They're trying to. It's weird because they killed a whole bunch of. They say, "Oh, we killed off all the X-Men, and not every single mutant on like Araco and Coco and everything, but they're all alive. Every single one of them, they're all alive. They're just hiding out in different areas." Stux at a Blind Adam. Stux is asking if you twerk. And my answer to that is yes, Blind Adam will twerk if you tip him $20.
Damn right.
Hey, it'll shake that honey for some little bit of money. You know what I mean? X-Men Red number 17, 1 in 25 by Mike McCone. Oh, by the way, if you want to know where to tip, you can actually go to the Comic Crusaders page as well. That one's open right now. You can go over there and that's where you can actually I think tipping should be activated on this page as well. I think this is monetized now as well. X-Men number 141 facsimile edition. And then there's a whole bunch of covers, and this is fucked because it looks like I forgot to put the
number facsimile.
Yeah, it's so there's a whole bunch of Boom covers out there that instead of doing incentive variants, they just said, you know what, we're just going to make the shit $19.99. Some of it's going to be like $24.99. Some of it's going to be $19.99, and the allocations are going to be, hey, you get what you get. We're not going to print out like 10,000. We're not going to print out 5,000. We're going to print out 1,000. If you want it, let us know. And I respect them for that.
Interesting.
One of those is going to be Book of Slaughter number 1 by Jung Yoon, and it's going to be $34.99. Buffy the Last Vampire Slayer number 4. There's going to be a 1 in 25, and it looks pretty damn good. And this is not a. I'm going to pull this up. In fact, let me pull up some. Let's go to a quick break, a 40-second break. That way I can pull up my Diamond account and see what names of this is. And I can take a quick sip. So we'll be back in about 40 seconds.
Nice.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
64100.
Yeah. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
All right. Hey, so that first one that I had up, that one's called Approach number 1. It's going to be 1999. It's a new horror miniseries from Jeremy Hahn, who did The Red Mother, and Jason Hurley, who did The Beauty, and artist Jesus Herdovas, who we've actually had on the show, who actually did The Empty Man, which actually turned into an actual movie. A storm is coming, and it says a storm is coming that brings more than bad weather. When airport employees Mac and Abigail find themselves snowed in after a blizzard, they witness a terrible plane crash. After pulling a survivor from the wreckage, they realize the terrifying truth that the plane has been missing for 27 years. The nightmare has only just begun, and the people trapped in the airport soon find themselves confronted by what this plane actually brought back. Those with the fear of flying, it's not the sky that deserves dread, but what belies beyond it. And once again, that is for the Approach #1, and it's going to be a $19.90, $20 book. No. And there was Book of Slaughter, Buffalo Empire. Okay, so this other one, this one is called The Ghost Lore #6. Some of these books are going to be $4.99. Some of these are going to be stand by. The one that I have in the middle is a 1-25 by Pendergrass, and the other one is the one to the far left, that is the 1-50. The solicitor reads, "Hey, with Lucas on his own and encountering more stories from the dead, he managed to find others who also share his gift of unearthly sight." So here we go.
Interesting.
It's trying to be interesting, but not very. Grimm issue #10 has the nerve to be a $24.99 book.
Okay.
Yeah, and the covers absolutely freaking suck. We're not talking about a #1 issue. We're not, and we're not talking about covers that are like absolutely amazing. They're just these covers, and they absolutely fucking suck.
This
and they
is
decided
$24 worth of bullshit.
Yeah. Now this one I do like. This one, there's a 20 Harrower #1. It's actually by your buddy Tony Fleeks.
Sweet.
It looks like it is a movie poster homage to what I'm not sure. It's going to be $24.99. It's there's okay. So on the cover there's a bag. It looks like a shopping bag, like a brown shopping bag. Inside the bag is a head. It's just a head, just grimacing. And outside the bag on the floor is a baby doll with a knife stuck to it.
Interesting.
So, Adam, would you please give your boy Tony a fucking call because I'm worried about him.
Why are you worried? Why are you worried about Mr. Fleeks?
Because what the fuck is going on this cover, man? It's not good, man. It's something going on.
It's not good for the doll.
We need to check in on each other, man. I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's a little crazy.
That means he would have to actually return a call on email, which is like a miracle when that happens.
Yeah,
he's a busy guy, man. He's doing beautiful pieces of art.
Yeah. Okay, so the solicit for Harrow #1 says there is nothing to fear in the quaint tale of Harrow, New York, except for the Harrower. Children wish this boogeyman was just an urban legend, but this purveyor of puritanical vengeance against the unrighteous is very real, and there is no escape because the Harrow seems unkillable and spans generations, always returning. So,
okay.
So they're trying to make the Harrower the new Jason Voorhees Batman guy. All right. Now we also have, what's this called? It's called Neighbors #1. This is another one. It's by Jung Yoon, and there's a young girl, and there's a whole bunch of hands just touching her and all types of parts. So and she seems okay with it. So
she seems happy.
Hey, consent is 1/10 of the law, man.
Everyone, handy, handy's for raw. Handy's for raw.
So there looks one that I missed. There is Specs #1 by Donovan, but there is also one that's called Stuff of Nightmares by Jenny Frizen. Those books are $24.99, and I could see what the cover is, but it doesn't seem to want to pull up. So just keep an eye out for that. If you guys feel like spending 25 to 30 fucking books on, or 30 bucks on these freaking books. Ranger Academy #1, which did have a whole bunch of first appearances, is going to second print. Something is Killing the Children #30, BLC by Jung Yoon, $24.99. Alice Cooper, issue #2. There's a photo of him on the cover. So I don't know if you ever get a chance to, if you can interview him, or just see him at a Comic-Con or whatever, you might want to grab this and just ask him to sign it. Because what is he? Isn't he like 80 now? Jesus.
It's got to be like in his mid-70s, I think.
Gargoyles Dark Ages #4. It's got that one female gargoyle. She's sitting on the floor, but she looks like she's just been exploited. So take that for what you want. Savage Red Sonja #1, cover C by Adams. Adams really does good work, and I really do like this one. And there is a red and white variant of this one that is absolutely amazing. I haven't checked to see if there's a version of this one, but if there is, it's gonna be. I don't know if I'm gonna order it for myself or if I might have to grab it from somebody else. I actually might grab it from somebody else. What's going on? And Vampirilla Dead Flowers #2, cover A by Perillo. Old girl is just sitting in a pond, just bathing, but there's a little demon that looks like he's biting her on her ass. A little weirdness.
Good for the demon.
It's weirdness. He's either well, yeah, he's either no, I don't think it's anal. He's either going to bite her or eat her ass, or he's going to eat. Yeah, because at the level he's at, that's all he can be really to do. So I guess
that's all he needs, man.
Perillo, man. So could somebody please check on Lucia Perillo, because it looks like he's going through some shit as well, man.
Her ass probably tastes like Cheerios, man.
I think also who we had on your show was the writer for Heat Seeker, I believe, at one point, right?
Gun Honey.
Yeah, yeah. But this one is Heat Seeker, Gun Honey series #4. I guess maybe they've been making a lot of money on these because they have been doing quite a few of these. It is the Karanfa nude. It looks good, but of course. So here's what's interesting. Remember how I was talking about a whole bunch of tentacles? Everybody's moving away from tentacles right now, and now they're moving on to chains and whips.
It's all Drunken Chat's son's fault. All the tentacles in comics now.
Yeah. Well, no, there's no. I haven't seen tentacles in a while. So, but I have been noticing the chains and the whips and everything. And the coded positions. So there's some codes to knowing what you're seeing, and they've been putting these people in these, and you can know when the artist knows what the fuck they're talking about by the position of the person. Whoever drew this didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. However, the person that drew that Catwoman cover, they know what the fuck they're talking about. They know what they're
testify.
For Ultra, there is this for Heat Seeker Gun Hunting series. There is an FOC Braga Kopic. Just a nice redhead and a trench jacket with the gun, but
just for our brother Ultra Maximus.
Yeah, but she's got like a leather brassiere or leather underwear like under the trench jacket. So, Heat Seeker Gun City #4 also has a Dalton version. It is a nice slice of life. Looks like they're backstage at the strip club. Old girl's just hanging out in a chair.
Yep.
Just smoking. It's really nice. If I remember, I'll probably try and get me a copy of this one.
I might have to get a copy of that myself.
Yeah. Zenoscope, of course, doing nasty stuff. They got this one by Tao. I forget the title for this one. And of course, they decided to go with this Alice in the Wonderland series with Alice right now, just looking naughty, sitting naughty on this mushroom. Then there's this Belle House of Glass Slippers, cover D by Sonia Mataz.
Oh, these could be porn box covers from back in the day.
Yeah. So that's all the stuff that was on FOC. Now, as we start to close it out, we're going to go into stuff that's coming out this week. So stand by. Let me take my little sip. All right, here we go. I think I've talked about this before. It's that Batman and Robin #2. It's got a 125 by Leslie Lurie. This young lady that is on the cover, her name is Shush.
Yep.
So she actually made an appearance in number 1, I believe.
Yeah.
But people would argue that it was a cameo because you couldn't really see her
Not
face.
this bullshit again.
Yeah, but the problem is she talked
Yep.
and she shot at somebody.
Yep.
So you can't pull that right now. Even now, as you see her on this fucking cover, she's got bandages all over her fucking face. Right? So you're telling me that it was a cameo just because you can't see her face? Well, bitch, you can't see her face right now because it's covered all in fucking bandages.
It's part of the gimmick of being shush.
Yeah. So do what you want with it. I don't.
It's a good
Look,
story. I'm enjoying the story so far, and who knows what they're gonna pull with the new DCEU and all that bullshit. So, just gamble the way you want to gamble, yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's where it gets really interesting. In the Wonder Woman storylines right now, there is a bunch of other freaking Amazons that have been just tearing it up all over the United States.
Yep.
The attire that she was wearing right now, that Shush is wearing right now on this cover, is very similar to what these Amazons have been wearing.
Interesting.
So, I'm not saying she's an Amazon. I'm just saying that the attire that she has on right now is very similar. Saying. All right. Alice Cooper also has issue number 1, the mental virgin variant of this one. This one is done by Sire. He always does good work on these rock stars. It just looks really good. Then the Amazing Spider-Man, that What If variant, that Disney 100 that's coming out. I'm talking about that number 35. That's the one with Peter Parker as the Spider Goblin. That one's coming out this week.
Yep.
Superman Lost number 7, cover B, variant Lee Weeks. That is the one with Superman in the wheelchair. That one's coming out this week. American Psycho. People either you love it or you don't, but I love the covers. But people have been telling me
it's going to do well.
Yeah, people have been telling me that the ones that they actually like is the business card variant of that.
Yeah, that's the one I think it's going to be the money shot.
Yeah, so we'll see, man. We'll see. This is a favorite of mine. It's called Creep Show. It's kind of like an anthology series, but they actually did a 40 year, I forget what it's called, Walking Dead variant of this one. So you got Negan. He was hovering over the Crypt Keeper, getting ready to smack his fucking head with Lucille. Love it. Dead by Daylight number 1. There's an SDCC Lee version available through Diamond, but guess what? It's sold out. So if you wanted it, it's too fucking late. Gunbreed number 1, which has had some amazing covers so far, is back with a limited time edition foil Gonzalez and Gutierrez variant. Too late for you guys. Sold out. Magneto number 3. There's a 1 of 10 by Todd Knock. It's got a girl in the Magneto suit. And then Miss Marvel New Mutant number 1, second print, 1 of 25 by Art Adams. Don't forget that there is literally 50 different versions of Miss Marvel, and each Miss Marvel is like an amalgamation of another superhero. So there's Doc Strange. You want a Doc Strange Miss Marvel? You got it. You got it. You want a Hulk Miss Marvel? You fucking got it. You want a Silver Surfer Miss Marvel? Boom, you fucking got it in this fucking issue. And if you want to say, well, those will never fucking happen, that's not true, because they've been setting this up for 3 freaking years to explain what's actually been going on in this fucking issue. So it's weird. Operation Sunshine number 1 by Dark Horse Comics. This one is actually done by David Aja. This is a favorite of mine. I totally missed it somehow, but I'm going to definitely be picking up a copy. Silver Surfer Rebirth Legacy number 2. There's a 1 in 100 by Del Otto. It's got Silver Surfer on the cover, and he's got Thor's freaking hammer. And
Nice.
it looks really nice. Yeah. Something epic by Image. It's a homage to the It series. Space Usagi Yokai Hunter One Shot Cover C 1 in 10 by Peach Momoko. Spider-Man India number 5, new costume by Doali. Star Wars Dark Droids has a couple of really good ones. There's a 1 in 50. I forget that. Oh, by Mike Asra, and then the other one is a 1 in 100. I forget who did that one. No. And then there's another one that's out there. It's not Dark Droids, but there's a nice Ahsoka cover. It's done by Torrin Clark. Oh, not Torrin Clark. Raza. This one is done by Raza.
Nice.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday morning advance Halloween special number 1. Day of the Dead.
This is going to be another one of the money shots of the week.
Yeah, it's already sold out at the distributor level,
Yep.
so hopefully you guys got it. And then Marvel's coming up with some covers. I don't have any numbers on these yet. They're by Adi Granov. It's one by Wolverine. There is a 1 in 100. There's also a Venom Adi Granov, 1 in 100 that's out there. I would say, save your money and just pick them up for cheap a little bit later. Captain Marvel Dark Tempest number 1. That is the first appearance of 4 new characters that eventually turn into these other weird freaking demon types. The one that's coming out this week is the second print 1 in 25. And that's by Rico. I think that's what his name is. And it looks gorgeous. The thing about it is I don't know what you should do, whether you might want to wait and see what happens with these characters, or if you just happen to like it, then absolutely you can grab it. And then I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for the stuff that is coming out this week. I was putting something together because look, it is October right now. That means it is the beginning of the new year. Pretty soon I'll be releasing the stuff that came out over the last physical year, right? So that would be since last October to this October. So I'm taking a look at that stuff, and it's really weird, right? So it's all over the place, right? So what are the big indicators? What big indicators is usually, hey, it's a character that everybody loves that's associated with a movie or TV, everything, and there's a first appearance, or hey, it's rarity and everything. All those factors. If you got a book with all those factors, you lost money on it. I even try to say, well, let's try and bring in some of these SCCC. Maybe nope, people lost money on it. So I'm actually going to do a segment either maybe this week, or maybe I'll wait till next Drunken Chat and do it then. Because I really want to make sure I pull it in. And because what I actually also did was I also looked at the top 10s and some of these top 25s from some of these sites that call themselves speculator sites, or I have been doing speculator podcasts. And I've been taking a list. Yeah, I've been taking a look at the list, seeing what the actual numbers are, and seeing how they did. Man, these guys are we're doing bad right now. We're not doing good at all, right? If you want to make money, don't fucking listen to anybody that calls themselves a speculator or any of that shit. Right?
Yeah. Anyone who calls himself an influencer or a speculator,
yeah, don't fucking listen to them right now.
Fuck their wives and run for the hills.
Yeah. So I'm going to take a look at. I'm taking a look at that. Actually, I have the answers. I have what I want to say. I just need to actually put the photos to the slides so you can see what I'm freaking talking about, and then I'll actually release that and talk about that later. But that's it. Hey, what shows do you have this week, man?
Because of New York Comic Con,
are you going to New York Comic Con?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's my home show.
Okay, Al and Mel are going to be there.
Yep. I'm gonna be hanging out with Al. I I talked to Mel. I sent him a message asking if he wanted to get breakfast one of the days and catch up, but he hasn't gotten back to me.
Well, I know he's going to go to the Lunar Breakfast on behalf of Drunken Chat.
So cool. I'll see him there. I'll see y'all there too.
Cool.
My boy Mark got me into the Lunar Breakfast.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So
You guys can all sit together. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, we're all gonna have a big fight.
Yeah. All right, man. Anything else?
I'm gonna take Wednesday off, and I'm going to bring a buddy of mine for my Tuesday show. We're just gonna talk wrestling.
Nice. That'll be good. All right. So for me, I got the No Prize podcast coming on this week. We also have the How May We Help You sale going on tonight. I'm not sure. Maybe like around 10 o'clock is what I'm thinking. We're still waiting for Blind Adam to put together his crew so we can do a sale. He says he wants to do it. You just got to put together the crew and everything.
I said I wanted to join How Can We Help You, but no one unless we play in their reindeer games.
You can just, dude. They're on our network. So all you got to do is just put together your own crew, and then we can just do the same thing.
All right. Okay, so you.
I will host. Yeah, I will host. I will be the manager. I will help you guys out. Everything.
I'll kidnap Al because Al's always threatening me with physical violence, so I need to keep him close. I think I put together a crew, and I need one chick that's sexier than this Melinda bitch, who I want to put out of business. There's a sick of posers, wannabe OnlyFans models going on whatnot, claiming to be comic book dealers, who don't even have the vagina and the titties to show their vagina on whatnot.
Hey. You're getting kind of negative, man. It's kind of negative to really say anymore, man.
I'm still being positive because we're gonna make comic book porn great again. We're gonna make titty comics great again. It's gonna be a new day. Oh yeah, it is.
As long as you stay with the kitties,
it's gonna be fucking epic, man.
All right, can't wait, man. Just keep it away from the kitties. All right. So that's that's all we got. Hopefully, we'll see you next week, and you guys should have some good stuff. Yep. And then once again, if you guys need anything, please hit me up at my Instagram on Cheltenham's Green Cornbread. Don't forget, I'm also available on my TikTok on Comic Crusaders and Cheltenham Green Cornbread. And then also, if you have not subscribed to Comic Crusaders YouTube and TikTok, please go ahead and freaking knock that out when you can. Every little freaking bit helps. Every little follow helps. And if we can help you, just freaking let us know. Thank you guys. Love you guys. We're out.
For each man